2,200 years ago, people had already created a capital city here. This beautiful scenery was taken into the design of the 10 Chinese yuan bill, which make it a national renowned scenic spot. In the year 759, which is 1266 years ago, the most famous ancient Chinese poet, Li Bai, was heading south due to being relegated by the royal family, but then got pardoned in Guizhou, ancient name for Fengjie in Chongqing. He was overjoyed and returned to Jiangling immediately. The poem is to depict the rapid water flow of the Yangtzeriver from the White Emperor city to Jiangling. Today, we went to this little town in Rural Chongqing because of a renowned poem. Just like Li Bai, we will take a boat and tour this ancient city on the banks of Chutang Gorge, the White Emperor city. And we will follow the steps of this most well-known poet to feel what he experienced to create this famous poem.
Also, what unsolved mystery is hidden in the hanging coffin on the cliff. How did ancient people place those coffins up there?
Why is another city buried forever underwater due to the Three Gorge Dam project in the early 2000s?
What is the wage level of local people living near Chutang Gorge? Do locals feel happiness in their life? The White Emperor city is both beautiful and mysterious. Let's approach this ancient town of Fengjie in the rural Chongqing area together.
Hi guys, it's the next day. Now we are arriving at the scenic viewpoint of the White Emperor city. So you can see in front of us is a super big square of this tourist attraction. See, we have the information center right here. Here's the tourist attraction police station. Their patrol car is pretty cute. We came here to register our drone and to get a flying permit. The permit is totally free of charge. In China, it is illegal to fly if you didn't register your drone with the local police or online. So now we're coming inside the entrance. We have already booked for a boat tourist event, so let's go to the dock.
Let's go.
So now it's actually next to the Yangtze River and between all the mountains. Now it's actually January, so it is actually off season. It's not the peak season. So peak season is from March to October. That's what the information, the reception says. Yeah, so now the ticket is actually super cheap. It's only like 20 Chinese yuan. And then in the peak season, they say it's 100 Chinese yuan. So that's
Times five.
Yeah, it's like 5 times the price of right now. This is famous because it's the Yangtze River, and also it's because
Because
city,
I think it's near to Chongqing.
yeah, it's near to Chongqing, and then also it's because it's a very famous point. It's it's a famous thing from ancient China, so that's why. So but anyways, it's good to have no people back at the back of us, so that's good.
It's really good.
At least it's chill, right?
Yeah.
Now we're taking the boat from the Loyalty Ferry here. So now we are on the boat touring Chutang Gorges. This is a very large boat with comfortable sofas. And with this panoramic glass roof, we can basically see everything in this gorge. We are about to depart from the port. the intro of this video, we mentioned Li Bai, the most famous poet in the Tang Dynasty. One of his best-known poems, Leaving the White Emperor City at Dawn, was written here when he got pardoned. I did a quick translate for him. At dawn, I leave the White Emperor City amid the colorful clouds, returning 1,000 kilometers through the 3 gorges in a single day. The apes' calls on the riverbanks never cease, as my light skiff has already sailed past 10,000 mountains. That is a short poem I learned in my literature class when I was attending elementary school, but I have never been to the White Emperor City before. Now, over 1,000 years later from poet Li Bai, sitting at almost the same location as him, I can feel how he created this poem. If he was here today, he should be very proud to see his poem, and the city that brings him good luck has become a beautiful scenery where being printed on the modern Chinese currency, the back of the 10 Chinese yuan bill. Here are other tourists taking picture with the bill. Isn't that interesting? Now behind us is the Chutang, Georgia, which is a very small part of the whole Yangtze River. But we can see there's mountains, there's blue skies, and there's the river. The river is actually pretty wide. It's pretty beautiful here. And the boat, it's actually riding pretty slowly, so it's not like
Very stable.
yeah,
Very
so
stable, right?
yeah, it's kind of like sitting here very stably, and it's it's pretty chill.
So we can see it's very familiar to Vancouver Island. Every time when the ferry go into the Vancouver Island, very familiar, right? You can see the plants on the stone, trees on the stone.
So we can see we have this panoramic view over here, which is, you can basically see everything outside the boat. We can see this is the ancient trail over here. So ancient Chinese people, they actually, they have to walk around. So local people actually fix this actual trail over here for them to walk around. So pretty cool. See, there's actually more trails over there, right? You can see that's the old trail people used to walk around over there. We can see ancient coffins on the cliff, which have been weathered for thousands of years and have not decayed to this day. As for how the coffins were placed on this steep cliff, it still remains a mystery until today. After our boat tour, we are stopping at a very big tourist stop over here. In here, we can see the 3 Gorge Museum, and we can see the other part of the White Emperor City.
Wait, shouldn't a city be all together as one part?
Yes, now it has been separated into 2 parts, as you can see by the river. So we have to talk about the 3 Gorge Dam project from the late 1990s. Here we have an intro to the Yangtze River, and also
That's the museum.
yeah, that's the museum, and then also for the 3 Gorges. So here's picture from the 2000s. So actually, because China is building a very mega project, which is called the 3 Gorges Dam. So that's why you can see that local people back then, they have to move away because this is their old hometown. And then nowadays, they are already merged underwater. So they actually moved. So you can see they demolished everything. And then everybody is moving to other places. Of course, the government will give them other places to live, but they have to leave their original hometown. The 3 Gorges Dam is a mega project China did in the late 1990s and early 2000s. It is a significant project for the country. It dramatically improved the flood control capacity of the middle and low reaches of the Yangtze River, also providing clean and renewable electricity through the dam's hydroelectric power plant. In addition, construction of new towns to settle down local people and lots of new tourist attractions built. The dam also driven the economy development of surrounding areas. Due to the water level increasing 175 meters after the dam was built, the government relocated approximately 1.3 million people, and their original homes remain merged underwater forever. Also, there are lots of other things in the Three Gorges Museum. This is a ancient elephant that has been found over here, and it has 2 million years old already. So this is the fossil, the actual one. We can see this is the ancient tomb. There's actual people living in here, so that's why they're buried here like long time ago.
Yeah, and then they found everything right here, just down our, that's just underground right here.
Yeah, and also we can see there's a replication of, back then people living here, like that's how they live. I shouldn't really record the restroom, but you can see it's filled of ancient, Chinese style. There are lots of commercial ships operating on the Yangtze River, transporting all kinds of different goods around. You can see when the big cargo ships pass by, the waves from that boat, it's kind of like making us, it's a dock, right? We're waiting for our boat to go back. So we can see it's floating everywhere. So I guess they got big diesel engines.
I like it. I think it's very exciting. This is another boat.
Yeah, this is another boat that is coming to pick us up. Feels like the ferry from Bowen Island in Vancouver. This bigger ferry boat is a free shuttle service boat from the White Emperor City's tourist attraction. The white tour boat we took earlier is an additional service that will take you in the Chutang Gorge of the Yangtze River for an hour. We paid 50 Chinese yuan per person for that, which is not bad at all. I think it's really worth it. Wow, that's a lot of people waiting to get off. Now we're heading back to the main island of the White Emperor City, which is basically just across the Yangtze River.
Why the White Emperor City was commemorating in the Han Dynasty 2,200 years ago. Zhuge Liang, a politician, military strategist, and important figure in the country at that time, who assisted the emperor and managed the Shu kingdom with the spirit of dedicating himself to serve the royal family until death, seeking peace, health, and happiness for the locals who live in the Chengdu and Chongqing area nowadays.
The White Emperor City was also the place where Li Bai, the emperor of the Shu kingdom, entrusted his orphan to Zhuge Liang on his deathbed. Zhuge Liang's loyalty and dedication to righteousness are worthy of commemoration and learning by future generations. Hence the name Zhongyi Square, which is Loyalty Square in English, praising for Zhuge Liang's spirit of loyalty and dedication. So after our tour in the White Emperor City, we are heading to the town of Fengjie, which is only a few minute drive. As we mentioned earlier, this is a brand new town that is built in the late 1990s. The original old Fengjie town is already merged underwater.
We are very starving right now, so we find a local store for some delicious foods. This is my special Chongqing wonton. It's very big different from others. This is roast noodle with peas and meat sauce. A bit spicy, but very delicious. They are both very special local food.
We can still see locals using actual physical cash. Nowadays, in China, people usually use Alipay or WeChat Pay. But in small towns, we can tell lots of locals don't really trust electronic payments. After dinner, we are trying to get some local bubble tea.
像在这边工作的话，一个月工资是多少？
你觉得我们看起来差不多少吗？
大概2、3千嘛。
差不多。
啊，也够用了。基本上在现场住家里，有租房吗？
没有，就在自己家里，吃住都在家里。
这里来的旅游的多吗？
多啊，
很多。
现在都是旅游的旺季了。
We can see the enrichment of material and entertainment life of people in small towns are not inferior to those in big cities. They are equally exciting, happy, and satisfied. Moreover, the scenic area is very close to their homes, with beautiful mountains and rivers. Local living with a good mood. Life is simple and happy.
Local environment are very benefit for growing oranges, so we can see farmers selling oranges everywhere by the side of the road. We bought some ourselves as well. They are very sweet and tasty. Orange farmers selling on the other side of the street as well. Now we are entering the highway. We will be driving for an hour, heading to the final destination of our Chongqing series, Wushan, almost the border of Chongqing and Hubei province. In our next episode, we will be touring Wushan. It has another name as the steepest town in China.